Welcome back to the series that covers 11 questions for commercial landscape estimators. My name is Michelle Penns, the Purple Squirrel Consultant, and after struggling to find a replacement when I retired in 2022, I discovered that there is no modern training for commercial landscape estimators. So I wrote a book called An Introduction to Commercial Landscape Estimating. It's available on Amazon for $19.99, and you'll find a link in the description below. This is the 8th video of this 11 video series. I did change the date that I post the videos to Tuesday for a number of different reasons, but in case you're looking for the video, you'll now find it on Tuesdays. In today's video, we'll discuss how to manage client relationships. Client relationships are the lifeblood of commercial construction. You need long-term client relationships. Sometimes those relationships last years and even decades. Ideally, you want to become a preferred vendor of several different clients so that you're getting most, if not all, of their work. If you can strive for this, then you won't have to work so hard to find projects to do. Eventually, you'll have more than enough work to do, but it takes quite a while to build that book of clients. And to do that, you need to build a lot of rapport and trust with your clients, knowing that this is a long-term relationship. Client relationship management is different than what I would call customer service. Customer service is more transactional. For instance, if you have a furnace installed by an HVAC company, that is a more transactional relationship. The company comes in, they work with you to choose the right furnace, they install it, they follow up to make sure it's working properly. They may even maintain it for you for a couple of times a year, but it's a lot different than the client relationship management that we have to do with our long-term clients. We speak to them often. We speak to them sometimes several times a week or a month, especially if there's an ongoing project. So in dealing with our clients, the first thing we want to do with them is manage expectations. This is critical. When we talked about defining scope, this is a big part of it. If everybody knows what's going to happen, your clients will be much, much happier. Even when you have bad news to give your clients, if they know what to expect, they're going to be far more accepting of any bad news. And they will also trust you more because you're preparing them for what's coming down the road. There's an old saying, the customer is always right. And as we know, that's not true. However, the customer is always the customer, or client in this case, and should be treated accordingly. So along that line, when you're working long-term with a client, things are going to happen. People are going to make mistakes, errors will be made. And the one thing that I want to stress in all of this, that when you're working with clients on a long-term basis, it's critical to help them maintain their dignity. If you maintain someone's dignity, it just improves the entire relationship. So for instance, if they make a mistake, be gracious about it and be helpful, because you know what? Someday they're going to have to forgive your mistakes. So you just want to make sure that you maintain their dignity and you're always helpful to them. If you make a mistake, you want to be honest about your mistakes, and you can be upfront about it, explain what happened, but then you can also tell them what you're going to do to prevent that mistake in the future. For instance, if you're going to revise your process to help avoid making that mistake again. That goes a long way to maintaining trust. Along that same line of maintaining trust is admitting when you don't know something. Don't pretend that you know something that you don't know. Just explain, I don't know that. I will get back to you as soon as I can, and you go find that information for them and then follow up and do what you say that you're going to do. That goes a long way to building that rapport and trust with your client. Another thing to consider are work styles. Some people enjoy small talk at the beginning of a call. They want to talk about their kids and their weekend and how it went. and some don't. There are some people that have work styles where they're just very direct. They want to get right to the point of their call, and it's up to you to learn what the work style of your clients are. If you try to make small talk with a client who doesn't enjoy that, they're going to get frustrated with you. Conversely, if you have a client who does like that and you neglect that part of it, they're going to feel like you're not invested in their relationship with you. So you want to learn to discern the difference between those work styles. Another element of building that client rapport is humor. Be careful with humor. I always use self-deprecating humor. For instance, if I made a mistake, I would tell people, if nothing else, I'm fun to watch. You never want to make fun of somebody else, only yourself. The other thing I want to briefly touch on is profanity. Profanity has become very common in the workplace. I find this trend kind of disturbing and frankly unprofessional. And so I stayed away from profanity. And you have to gauge your client. Some clients you have a more personal relationship with, and you might have some casual conversation that might include that, but be very, very careful. You always want to be professional and be seen as a professional. I believe that when you use profanity a lot, it causes people to lose respect for you. So be very careful about that, but don't be afraid to use humor. I use it often. It helps to break the ice, and it does help to build that rapport. These are just some of the factors in a good working relationship with your clients. Please feel free to drop comments and insights in the comments below. I'd be interested to learn what some of your tactics are in building, maintaining, and improving those relationships with your clients. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button if you found value in it. I can send you a PDF of these videos. My email address is in the description below. And also, if you're interested in any training or consulting, you can contact me that way as well. Please join me for the 9th video, What is Contract Management, next week. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next video.